Top 10 Strange Facts. Number 10. Before we had it all figured out and knew how to tell a day, month, or even year, people lived in a confusing time. Just lining up the months with the seasons proved to be challenging. Though it was approximated 365 days for the tropical year had been known, ancient calendars had used less precise methods. Since the Romans originally considered winter a monthless period, resulting in misalignment of the calendar with the seasons, the average Roman citizen often did not know the date. The Roman calendar had become hopelessly confusing. The 304-day calendar didn't work for long because it didn't align with the seasons. It was known as the Years of Confusion. Before Numa Pompilius became king around 713 BC, Rome's lunar calendar was just 10 months long. King Pompilius added January at the beginning and February at the end of the calendar to create the 12-month year. Julius Caesar moved February between January and March, intending to solve the seasonal problem permanently by creating a calendar that remained aligned to the sun without any human intervention. Number 9. Tired of traveling the same old ways? Need an adventure? Why not dig to China? Funny, right? Apparently anything is possible if you work hard enough, this being the perfect example. To dig to China, you would have to start from Chile or Argentina, with the many obstacles you would face, and if you just so happen to have a machine strong enough to get through the many different layers of Earth, and built to withstand the heat of the molten lava, you would still have plenty of problems facing you. If you were able to reach China, getting through the hole would prove to be very challenging for any human. As you fall down the hole, gravity pulls you down. You gain speed. As you get closer to the center, gravity loosens its pull on you. You hit the center of the Earth at zero gravity, but going at maximum speed. As you pass, gravity starts to work against you, pulling you backwards. You'll start to slow. When you reach the opposite end of the tunnel, you'll come to a dead stop for an instant just as you pop out of the exit hole. The whole trip is approximately 42 minutes. Unless you have a net, or a person happens to grab you, all of Earth's mass will pull you backwards, and you'll go back down the hole again. Number 8. The Scottish are known for their adoration of myths and legends, ghosts and witches, magic and fairy folk. The unicorn is perhaps their most beloved. In Celtic mythology, the unicorn is a symbol of purity and innocence, as well as masculinity and power. In the late 1300s, parts of the world believed the unicorn was real. For approximately 2,500 years, 15th century King James III had gold coins made with the unicorn on them. For hundreds of years, the Scottish royal coat of arms featured 2 unicorns. In 1707, when England and Scotland united, one of the unicorns was replaced with a lion. Today, the United Kingdom's coat of arms features a lion on the left and a unicorn on the right. Number 7. A snail's mouth is no larger than the head of a pin, but can have over 25,000 teeth. They are not like regular teeth, they are on its tongue. The teeth point inward to give the snail a firm grasp on its food. Snails have more teeth than any other animal, even sharks. With about 33 teeth per row, 80 or so rows, they form a multi-toothed ribbon called a radula. The radula grows throughout the life of the snail, like our fingernails. Snails can bite with their teeth, but due to the lack of force, it won't hurt at all. Instead, it feels like a tiny brush scraping your finger. With 60,000 species of snails known in the world, they are all unique size. The average snail lives annually. Others are known to live 2 or 3 years, leaving the larger species to live 10 years in the wild. Number 6. Australian researchers have discovered that small amounts of Viagra dissolved in a vase of water can double the shelf life of cut flowers, making them stand up straight for 2 weeks, way beyond their natural lifespan. Viagra contains nitric oxide, which slows down the dying process in plants. This simple, colorless gas has long had a bad reputation for causing traffic pollution, but nitric oxide is now recognized as a powerful hormone in humans. When released from nerve endings, it tells the blood vessels to relax and widen to increase blood flow. 30 years ago, it was classified as a toxic gas at a much higher concentration. Now Now we know that plants and animals make their own nitric oxide naturally. Number 5. Although actually capturing a polar bear may seem life-threatening, it turns out that eating it is just as deadly. Polar bear meat can carry a parasitic infection known as trichinella and is lethal to humans. Ingesting the liver can cause vitamin A poisoning, known as acute hypervenomatosis A. This results in vomiting, hair loss, bone damage, and even death. The entire liver contains enough vitamin A to kill as many as 52 adults. Arctic predators such as polar bears have a greater capacity to store vitamin A in their liver, whereas other Arctic animals such as Arctic foxes, bearded seals, walruses, and glacial gulls have similar toxic livers. It is thought to be because of the naturally occurring vitamin A in marine algae being passed up the food chain. Perhaps it's a sign that we shouldn't be eating the most extinct Arctic wildlife. Number 4. The mantis shrimp packs a mean punch. Smashing its victims' shells, they have been known to shatter glass of an aquarium. Mantis shrimp are aggressive relatives of crabs and lobsters. If they fight among themselves, it could be fatal. Study shows that mantis shrimp, although aggressive, communicate without trying to kill each other. The mantis shrimp is notorious for their striking force and have a nickname, thumb splitters. They can cut through a person's finger in milliseconds. Clubbers have an appendage that imposes blunt force trauma and can leave a nasty hole with the force of a .22 caliber bullet. One study clocks punches on average at 20 miles per hour, while another showed 40. It's like going 0 to 60 in .2 milliseconds. In that moment, the surrounding water heats up to the temperature of the sun. Such speed generates an area of low pressure that forms vapor bubbles in a process called cavitation. When these collapse, they release a tremendous energy in the form of, oddly enough, light and heat. At an incredible 8,500 degrees Fahrenheit, the largest mantis shrimp ever caught at a length of 18 inches. Number 3. Antarctica is the largest desert on Earth, measuring a total of 5,500,000 square miles. It has not rained in Antarctica in 14 million years. There is an average of 2 inches of snow per year, which makes it the driest continent in the world. It is almost entirely desert. The small amount of precipitation that does fall does not melt. The second largest desert is the Sahara Desert. It covers a surface area of about 3.5 million square miles. Antarctica being the coldest place on Earth, scientists at the National Snow and Ice Data Center used satellites to measure the lowest recorded temperature ever at minus 133.6 degrees Fahrenheit. 70% of Earth's fresh water is in the Antarctic ice cap. Antarctica is the coldest, windiest, and most isolated continent on Earth. Number 2. Did you know broccoli is a human invention? It was carefully bred by Italian farmers more than 2,000 years ago. It was bred out of wild cabbage plant, Brassica aularchia. It was cultivated to have a specific taste and flavor that was more palatable through breeding different types of wild cabbage to create what we know and love as broccoli. But it's not just broccoli. Along with kale and cabbage, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, collard greens, kohlrabi, and several other vegetables all come from the same exact plant species, Brassica aularchia. Man-made, yes, but not a genetically modified organism, so your organic produce is as organic as anything else. Number 1. How do you tell if a shoe is a good fit? If you were buying shoes anytime within 1920 to 1970, it's likely that you used the shoe fitting fluoroscope. For over 5 decades, it was an exciting part of shoe shopping. The wooden cabinets had an X-ray source in the base. Due to a lack of any kind of shielding, ionizing radiation would shoot right up into your body. Ionizing radiation is energy given off by matter in the form of rays or high-speed particles. The machine put out 50 kilovolts. Today, science lists this as being low. Looking into the machine, it would show bright green X-ray of the bones in your feet. The problem was repeat exposure. While it was recommended that children not be subjected to more than 12 doses a year, it was a daily routine for children to spend hours taking turns laughing and playing with the machines. No protection was available to store employees who would put their hands regularly into the beam to squeeze shoes during fitting. One poor shoe model received such serious radiation burns that her leg had to be amputated. Radiation damages the cells that make up the human body. Low levels of radiation are not dangerous, but medium levels can lead to sickness, headache, vomiting, fever, and many more problems. The severity of the symptoms and illnesses depends upon the type and amount of radiation, length of exposure, and the part of the body exposed. Small quantities of radioactive materials occur naturally in the air, drinking water, food, and our own bodies. There is no way of knowing exactly how many people suffer trauma, injury, or death due to the shoe-fitting fluoroscope. Even today, simple everyday items push radioactive waves into the world. You never know what the new invention will be the next silent killer. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and check back for more.